Books to Life Marketing. The team making it all possible. They specialize in helping authors bring their stories to life through expert publishing, marketing, and media exposure. They're behind some of the most inspiring authors' journeys we've seen. If you're an author looking to elevate your book, Books to Life Marketing is the partner you want in your corner. And our guest today is Jeanette Meyer. She's the author of Surviving, The Only Option. I love just the title and the subtitle of this. Jeanette, thanks for stopping by.
You're welcome. I'm happy to be in your show.
Absolutely. So you are 68 years old, and this is your second book. You're Dutch, as we talked about in the green room.
Yes.
Living in Crete.
I live here for 30 years now.
And besides you're a writer, you're a musician too. Very, very interesting.
Yeah, also. Yeah. I played even with the Moody Blues.
Really? Oh
yes,
my goodness.
I did. Wow. They had a comeback. And they were live on Dutch television, and the flute player went ill. And so they called me if I wanted to play Nights in White Satin, the flute party. And I said, yes, of course I want.
You're in. You said you're in like Flynn. I'm doing it. Okay. So what was the defining moment when you decided that your story had to be told no matter how painful? And I couldn't imagine this if you're going and looking at a lot of your biggest challenges in life, right? And saying, I'm going to go write a book just on that. Like I'm looking to write my memoir at one point in time, and that's going to be very deep when I decide for my memoir to be written. My story is still not told, in my opinion. But tell me it specifically enough. It's got to be tough, especially for the title and what you're going to cover.
Yeah, it was tough, but from the early age, I wrote down everything on paper because that was the only thing I could talk to the paper, and then. I wrote down dates and what happened and everything in my notebooks. And then in 2012, I had to had a back operation. And then I decided I'm going to write a book because I wanted to get rid of all the things in my head, all the misery. And I thought if I write it down, and then maybe it's better for me. Second, the reason was also I wanted to help other people with the same experience, and there are many in this world. I wanted to help them also to show them there is a life after this bad experience, and I wanted to show them how to do it, not because I'm arrogant, but out of help.
100%. I love it because it's so important to do that, because then people are going to share that experience and say, okay, I too went through something like this. So
yes.
The title itself, Survival, The Only Option, carries so much weight. What does survival mean to you beyond staying alive?
Survival in the first place meant to me all the times I was raped. I always said, okay, you can take my body, but my mind stays mine. And that was the real meaning of survival, that I didn't lose my mind.
Oh,
And
no.
and
Yeah.
I succeeded in that. I didn't
Wow.
lose my mind, and I was stronger than physical. I was not strong, of course. I was a child, but I wanted to keep my own mind, and that was for me survival.
You've lived through layers of trauma, abandonment, sexual abuse, emotional isolation. Which part of your story was the hardest to relive while writing?
In fact, all three, because I was very isolated, because I was not able to talk to anybody at school, with my girlfriends, what was happening to me. I could not speak about it. So that was trauma for me. And abandonment, because of I knew the foster family I was living with, they were not my family, they were not my parents, but I was not allowed to ask questions about the truth. And the sexual abuse, yeah, I think that was the worst part. And yeah, that comes still back in my nightmares. Yeah. So all three, but I think the sexual abuse was the worst. Yeah.
I definitely would agree if I was listening to listing all of them and saying which one. You describe your childhood home as a place of neglect and abuse. How did your understanding of family evolve through those early experiences?
I never experienced the feeling of family. Never, ever. And I saw
Mm.
with girlfriends, yeah, sometimes I came to their homes and they had loving family, loving sisters, brothers, and I love that, but I never had that. And now for me, family is my animals I took from the streets here on Crete, and they are my family. They are my children. That's
Yeah,
my family.
yeah. I mean, that's the thing that not having family, then figuring out what family is.
Yeah,
That's part of the evolution process that we deal
exactly.
with.
Yeah, yeah,
Despite your
yeah,
mother's abuse and betrayal, you later came to understand her wartime trauma. What helped you
yeah.
to arrive at that empathy? Because to be empathetic after what you went through, wow.
Um, because I'm a truth searcher, and when I was 35, I wanted to know that I didn't see the grave of my mother. I didn't know my history. I didn't know where I came from. I don't know my father. So I went searching. I put an advertisement in a ladies' magazine and I got many letters. I asked who knew my parents, and that's how I learned the story about my mother also, why she was the person she was. And then I learned that by her own father, my grandfather, which I don't know also, she was sent to the German camp in the Second World War, and she could only come back with coffee and cigarettes. So you can imagine what she had to do for that. So she was prostituted by her own father. So she didn't know better. And that gave me the empathy. She was a victim also.
Oh my God. I mean, wow. That I have to say, wow, and that fact is, if they don't know better, it's very difficult for them to do well, to do right.
Yeah, yeah. And she couldn't do right, but I don't blame her. I don't
Mhm.
blame her. I understand it.
How has the past influenced your relationships?
Oh, they were difficult. Not easy because I didn't have so much trust in people, of course, especially men. And no, complicated because also in relationships, sex and intimity was difficult for me to understand and to believe that it existed. And so yeah, no, it was difficult. And but I was married for 34 years, and this man, he understood where I came from, and he let me stand next to him in freedom. And that was very good. He died 5 years ago of cancer,
Oh, I'm so sorry.
and yeah, well, c'est la vie also.
Yeah, it's especially another part of the tragedy when you lose a loved one. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, for
Mm,
sure. Especially
mm,
in my case. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
What influence does the past still have on your daily life?
Nightmares. Still the urge to prove myself to because when I was in foster care and with all the rapings, this man, he was a policeman, he was a Christian, and he always said, "You are nothing, nobody wants you, you
Oh
are
no.
orphan." And so I have still this thing inside of me. I need to prove myself all the time, all the time, all the time, to prove I can do this. I am good, and I think that always will stay. Yeah.
Unbelievable. Okay. So if we go further into this and look at what you were saying in the conversation about talking about the influence of daily life, what would you like to say to all sexual child abusers?
Ooh, many things, but I will keep it short. Don't be narcissist, don't be egoist, because you damage so many children. And for what? For your own pleasure, for yourself. That's why I call them egoists. They have to look for help because you damage so many children. And it's in all categories, it's in the Catholic Church, it's in the Christian Church, it's everywhere in the world. It's not only in Holland, it's not only in England, it's not only in America, it's everywhere. And it's bad. It's look for help because you're sick.
They don't protect children in the world. We do
No,
not
they don't.
protect children in the world. It's
You
very
should.
just to get somebody in trouble for abuse. It's like it has to be life or death, and mental
Yeah.
abuse, physical abuse. Well, we'll give them a second chance, but if and then there's lies after that. But we don't look at the well being and the mental health of children and how they're
Hmm.
going to become as adults. If we could,
Exactly.
get the perpetrator in trouble for physical abuse, mental abuse, that is
Yeah.
one that probably is the hardest to grind out because it comes in your subconscious all the time. The mental abuse.
Yeah, and it stays. It damage a lot. It damage a lot
How
because
can we
your
protect
trust.
kids? How do you think we could protect kids to stop that? So that kids will
Um,
not get that mental abuse that they get every day that is just grinding on them that really kind of decides what they're going to be in life from the constant.
I think the first of all, because for the people, it's a very difficult subject, and they prefer to look the other way, and they should not. And that's what I try with my book also. Don't look the other way. If you have a thinking that maybe the neighbors or people that something wrong happens, call somebody. Um, I don't know, but don't look the other way. Don't, because also in my time, I know now because I'm an adult. Many people look the other way, and I'm sure many people knew about it, but they didn't speak about it. Just speak about it. Make it open. Don't feel ashamed. Don't be afraid. Just children are like the street dogs. They don't have a voice. People, children cannot speak for themselves. They don't have a voice. So adults have to help them.
Absolutely.
They
What is
have
your
to.
advice to sexually abused children so that they do not become victims but survivors?
First of all, talk about it. Be open about it. Don't feel ashamed. It's not your fault. Yeah, and the yeah, they have to talk about it openly, like I did in my book. And I know it's difficult, but talk to family or people you trust, friends. Talk about it. Make it like it's a normal discussion. Because as long you keep it secret in yourself, it's eating you from inside. You have to talk about it. Don't feel ashamed. It's not your fault. It's not.
Yeah, it's not your fault. And why do the people blame themselves after they were sexually abused? Like they think that
I did in the beginning. I did in the beginning. I thought
really,
maybe,
yeah,
yeah, I did. I did when I was a child. Yeah, maybe because especially in my case, I was an orphan and I was looking for love. And maybe this man, of course, he used me for that. But you are, as a child, especially as an orphan, you look for love. You look for a rock in your sea, and these men, they use that because the only thing you do is looking for love, and they get maybe the wrong um idea about that. I don't know. So yeah, I blamed myself, but not anymore, of course. No, no, no. But
And
children do
what do
blame
you
themselves.
think when you think of placing blame on yourself? I don't know. Like, what could you have done differently when you were blaming yourself then in your head?
No,
What was going
nothing.
through your head to say it's me?
Because yeah, what he told me all the time, oh, your family didn't want you, and that was true because my mother had two sisters. They didn't want me. I was a baby. They put me in the orphanage. My grandparents, they didn't want me. They put me in the orphanage. So this man, my foster father, he told me, nobody wants you. You are nothing. You are skata. You are nothing. And you believe that. You believe that. And you
Mhm.
think about it. And yeah, nobody wanted me. So I have to be grateful. I have to be grateful these people take care of me. Yeah.
And so when they would abuse you, that's the real sad part.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because they know how to take on this mindset, so that then you say, well, it's because I'm an orphan. That means
Yeah.
I should be treated like this. I should be a
Yes.
second class citizen. I should be
Yes.
all those things. Do you
Yes.
feel like one thing I didn't have, let's say 3 years ago during my process of my divorce and then divorce? I didn't really love myself. Now I
Hmm.
love myself. Do you think you've gotten to that point where you love yourself?
I love
Meaning,
myself. Yeah.
but
I
how
do.
long does that take somebody that's
Yeah.
gone through abuse to really think that through and look at different things? I didn't go through what you went through, but I too had some childhood trauma. I too had some very traumatic experiences in my
Mhm.
life. And now I truly love myself. And it took me to, 52 years old now, 53, to really see that
Yeah.
and not
Yeah.
get depressed and say, what am I? And well, who am I? And all these things. How do you, it just takes, who do you think helped you through this?
Um, Life helped me, and doing my investigation, and by proving myself that I'm not so stupid. I'm quite intelligent, and I had to discover myself. And before I understood that these people, they used me, they had a bad influence on me because they wanted to use me. And no, now these days I'm happy with myself. And all my friends, they say, Jeanette, you are a very strong person. And I'm proud of that. And I always say also, if you read my book, don't feel sorry for me because life made me the person I am now today.
Yeah. So let's talk about that person. And I don't know if you've talked about that in your book. Let's talk about that person that you became after overcoming all these things. What is,
I
let's talk about that person.
I'm a very strong person now. Of course, I have my downs also, but
Everyone
I'm a
has ups
very
and downs. That's the ebb and flow of life.
everybody has that, yeah. But I'm a very optimistic person. My glass is always half full,
Not empty, half empty.
not
Yes.
empty. Exactly, and that's how I look at life. And everything that goes wrong, still my glass is half full. And when something goes wrong, then I find a solution.
There
And
is
and I
always a
take,
solution to any problem.
of course, I believe that. Yeah, I believe that for sure. Yeah.
So,
So
what did you
I
become in life? Talk about your family life, everything after you overcame the abuse with your husband, your marriage with your husband. Tell us that. Is that in your book?
Yeah, I write about that in my book, and also I write about I wanted to have a child of my own. I wanted to have something of my own, and that didn't work out. I did IVF also.
Oh
That didn't
man.
work out. So nothing what I want it worked out. And still I'm a positive person. I have now my animals, and they are my babies.
Oh,
They are my life.
they're the sweetheart babies, right? They don't
Yeah,
talk back. Oh,
they
they
are
do.
from the streets. They are all orphans. One,
Oh,
one, one. I found a black one. His name is Gypsy, and I found him in a plastic bag. And the plastic bag was closed, and I passed with my car, and I thought, why the plastic bag is moving? And then I opened the plastic bag, and there was this tiny puppy licking my nose straight away. And I took it home, of course, because it's an orphan like I am. And I can only love that.
and you know what's also, you said your love of your husband. That
Yeah,
also is
yeah.
something that was a big part of your life.
He
That
he he was a wise man. Yeah, he was a very wise man. And he many times he said to me, Jeanette, you don't have to prove yourself anymore. It's good. You're good. And yeah, he helped me a lot. And he understood where I came from. And that's not for everybody to understand also.
so what did you do during your life, your career?
I did many things, just proving myself, of course, making music, writing songs. You can hear me on YouTube also, Jeanette Meyer. And I sing Greek songs also. And I worked here on Crete in the harbor with the boats. I was guiding on the train on the islands, guiding people around. I speak 8 languages. So
Eight
it is very,
languages. Oh my
yeah.
goodness.
So it's very easy for me to work with tourists here. And no, my life is good. My life is good.
Should I visit Crete someday?
Oh, yeah, do it. You would love it, really. Very good people, nice people, beautiful island, very big island. And yeah,
And
you
things are
should.
better in Greece than the time when there was like a lot of turmoil. Is things are doing better?
They try to do better. It's getting better. But the Greeks are not so fast. They do everything slow. Siga, siga, we say. Slowly, slowly.
Oh my!
Yeah.
What
But that's
fantastic!
also Yeah, but that's the charm also of this island, you know. Like in Holland, in America, in England, everything is hectical, fast, 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 fast. Here, you can relax. What you cannot do today, you do tomorrow. No problem. Nobody cares. And I like that. I like that very much. I have chicken. I have a goose.
Really, I wouldn't think
Yeah,
there'd be chicken and goose
it's
in
lovely.
Greece in an island. So they
Yeah,
allow animals like farm animals and stuff in Crete.
yeah, it's free here. Everything is free here. We even smoke in the bar.
And your music. So your music is on YouTube. So where's the best
Yeah.
place people can check you out? You know, purchase your book and learn more about you, and the title of the book and where people can check you out.
Well, for my music, you can go to YouTube and on internet. The book you can buy, I think Amazon, eBay. It's about anywhere to buy. I don't have a copy myself yet. I didn't touch my book yet because they said, but the post here on Crete is very slowly also. So it will take 2, 3 weeks before I get it. So I cannot show you
Do
the
you have
book.
a website too?
I'm busy with it. I I don't have yet, but if people want to write me, you have my email address. They can send me message. I'm on Facebook, of course.
I love it. Okay. Well, this was a delight. I really enjoyed the conversation, and it's great to hear your outlook, even though all the different things that you went through. But you've chosen to live a life that you're living, and you're happy, and that's the important thing at the end of the
Yes.
day. So, what do you say to somebody who's struggling right now?
Um. Yeah. Well, that's still because not everybody has the same power, of course. What I would say is try to put it in your backpack and allow yourself to have a future because as long you don't allow yourself, don't stay in the past, you have a future to come. So put it in your backpack, try to give it a place in your life, and go on with your life and be happy. Try to be happy. Try to make something of your life, because there is a life after. There is.
We really appreciate it. Thanks again, and thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you, Neil. Thank you,
All
Neil,
right.
for this conversation.
You're welcome.